Man, y'all gotta straddle in for this one. You gotta straddle in for this one, but man, before you do that, before you even think about listening to the story, folks, hit that like button for the boy, man. Yeah, definitely helped me out a lot with just by doing that. But nah, folks, let me go ahead and get right into the story because it's kind of long, and I don't want a 20-minute video, but we talked for a long time, so I'ma sum up the base of what we really was talking about, man. So, ball out hit me, right? That's why I put and look, I only put you feel me? I put that like, I told y'all why I did it. But yeah, I just wanted y'all to see that like folks hit me and we really talked on, bro. And I really talked to Sosa, but I'm gonna get to the Sosa part in the end. Like our conversation and just some of the questions that I asked folks, and because I just wanted to see like his mind frame on some of the things, and I wanted to see like, did he remember some of the things that like I came out and I said in the podcast, and I'm like, folks, I just wanted to ask him. I'm like, folks, do you remember this? Because the mind is weird. Like you will have a memory, but whole time it ain't even the same. Like you mix the people up. Like I might have thought I did something with Sosa, but whole time it wasn't folks. It was just somebody else, and it's just, man, the mind is weird like that. It works like that sometimes. But man, without further ado, I'm gonna get into the story, and hopefully I don't linger or stray away from the topics. Hit me when he first hit me. First we going back and forth because he kind of like hollering, and I'm like, folks, shut up, folks. Like we not finna get nowhere if you hollering, I'm hollering. Like I already know that you feel like I'm lying, but this is my perspective on this stuff. And then he just get on the phone and he brought a lot of stuff to my attention that, man, just due to the years it kind of got watered down, and I forgot that Top and BJ, like they flip. I forgot, but I knew it, but I forgot. They wouldn't even be these. They not even from the block for real. Like they from the block. Obviously, they got a lot of time in it, but we just talking about like original, like overly original, like kind of really growing up being a shorty there. That's why I always tell y'all, like, it be levels, and y'all don't be understanding it, but it always be levels, and folks really just kind of open my mind up to like the levels that it was, because like, folks, you always know what somebody else give you the day side of it, bro, but both can be true. But at the end of the day, like, so me and folks, long story short, not so I could get into the other part, folks knew them, and I could have conveyed and articulated the fact that I knew that everybody from the block knew who Ball Out was. I know everybody knew folks. But my thing was, I did not know him. I didn't spend no time with him. And mainly due to the fact that he wasn't on the block then when I started hanging around the guys at like, 11, 12. He was already moved on normal doing his little you-do's, but he still went to duck. So I kind of like tweaked when I said folks was from the burbs. But that's what I remember Sean them saying about folks. And they kind of was saying like folks had a good family and, stuff like that. And then during this, like, folks, Sosa hop on the phone. He like, folks, he been on the block longer than you, folks. Like, what you mean he's on the block longer? I'm like, folks, no, folks. Sosa thought I came in like third, fourth grade. But I'm like, nah, nigga, like, I've been on the block since I was 8. But realistically, I didn't start hanging around the guys till about third grade. Damn, that's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, folks, like, folks know what he know, for real. So and that's what he told me. That's why this shit on my mind. But anyway, so we got that discovered, and I'm like, nah, bro, I've been on the block, but I just stayed on the 65th end, and like I wasn't hanging around y'all then. So he like, oh, and we just kind of like left it at that point and whatnot. But yeah, man, I just like for Ball, I was just basically, telling me like how he ran C Murder them off the block. Charles them like when they first came around, and I remember like C Murder them OG never stayed on the block. Like they never lived on the block like that I could remember. Like I literally, like, you feel me? That's why I say like I be doing straight old Parkway Gardens, Wick City, you feel me? But again, Will, folks, I talked to everything situated out of that, and so basically after that, man, we was just on the phone, really just going over memories. So I'm like, what's so sad? Cause like I want to talk to my boy, because I just had a few questions. A few questions that, one, I wanted to ask about the, did he remember when him and Vaughn was beating up the crackhead, and he was like, no, and then he was like, no, I remember it, but then I'm like, do you really remember it, or you just saying that to shut me up? He like, hell no, I remember it, like, I ain't even hit him with my fist, like, I kind of, like, pushed him, and I'm like, I cried laughing, because, like, that's exactly what I told y'all happened. So, and then the next thing I asked him, just because, like, obviously, I seen them together all the time, but you feel me, he probably wasn't, you feel me, his best friend in his mind type shit. So I asked so I'm like, was I capping when I said you and T Roy was best friends, like, before any of that, all that water bag? Like, hell yeah, folks, you know what you know, me and Von, me and T Roy and Von was, best friends, like, and that's kind of like what I remember, folks. Like, before Von came around, like, Sosa and T Roy was like that, like, for real. And, we was just, like, basically talking about that. And then we just was laughing about, like, some of the memories that we had, folk. And then basically, yeah, that was it. That was it, man. And then I ain't want to ask him about, like, coming on the podcast, because, folk, I know how it is, folk, when who you are, like, folks being who he is. And, anytime he talk to one of the guys, niggas be making shit about money or making it, about something like, what can you do for me since you here? And it's like, man, I don't need no nigga for nothing. I don't care what you got, because I'm who I am. I ain't rich myself personally, but I've had the opportunity to experience the finer things in life, and I live a decent life. Like, I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with living in the means that I live in. Like, you feel me? I ain't wanting it for nothing. But I did ask him, and folks not fucking with it. He ain't, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's a good thing for him. He protect himself. He protect, his image. And I'm like, fo, why you don't, fo? That you a legend to these people, fo. Like, why you won't come out and talk to him, fo? He just like, man, sir, shit just, like, is like, he like, bro, we got these memories, and, like, they are memories. Like, we ain't got to get out there and talk to nobody and tell them to get it. I'm like, fo, they not going to believe me if you don't come out here and say it, like, just for the shit that I've spoke on that he had something to do with, not just believe me for, like, all the shit that I'm saying, but, the stuff that had to do with him. And he's just like, nigga, them our memories. Like, nigga, it is what it is. Like, we ain't got to get out there and prove nothing to nobody. I definitely understood that. I mean, you cannot not understand that. But, man, I'm going to keep trying, folks. I'm going to keep trying to get folks to come on there, folks, just to relive a few moments. Maybe, man, and this was a deja vu I had about this day. Like, when Ball Out, he had said something, we all started down laughing. It's something that I said in the video, and we just started down laughing, and it just brought deja vu back. So it's like, folks ain't trying to fuck with it, man, but, man, God, God working mysterious ways, folks. He working mysterious ways, and I know that y'all love folks. He a legend to a lot of y'all folks. So I'm gonna try with the best of my ability, folks. So, to get folks on that, man, to just come on there, just to even for 30 minutes or not. But if it don't work, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah, I definitely talked to folks, and, we chopped it up about a lot. And, yeah, a lot of interesting things came out on the phone while I was talking to folks, for real. But I'm going to do a live tomorrow, and, yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot more. And we're going to really get into the top and all them not being from O Block and where they originally from, and, just deeper into the conversation, when I can remember the things that we spoke on. But, man, y'all definitely hit that like button if you watched this far. If you did, I definitely appreciate it. And we gone.